Good morning, children. Yesterday, we had discussed the lesson in the kingdom of fools. I think you have read this lesson again and again. Now, the time has come to discuss the summary of the lesson. In the kingdom of fools, the king and the minister were idiots. So, they ordered all things to be reversed. They decided to change night into day and day into night. They ordered people to do day's work in night and sleep in the day. Anyone not obeying was to be punished with death. So people, out of fear, did as they were asked to do. This delighted the king and the minister. Once a guru and his disciple is very close to the student, but there is a difference between student and disciple. In old periods of India, there was a tradition of guru and disciple. Generally, you say guru or chela. The same thing is this. Once a guru and his disciple arrived in the city, they found everyone asleep during the day. No activity was observed. It amazed them. They wondered till evening. Then the people woke up. They started doing their nightly businesses. Now the two were hungry. Who were two? The guru and his disciple. Now the two were hungry. They bought some food items. The price of everything was same. A single dudu. I had told you, dudu is a coin of the country. This surprised and delighted them. The guru realized that it was really a kingdom of fools. The guru decided to leave the city of fools. He asked his disciple also to leave the place. But the disciple did not want to do so for cheap food. The guru advised the disciple that nothing could be predicted of fools. But the disciple did not care. He remained behind. Time passed on. The disciple ate to his fill. As a result, he became very fat. One day, a thief broke into a rich merchant's house. He was taking out the stolen things. Just then, the wall of the old house fell on his head. He was killed instantly, immediately. The brother of the thief complained to the king about his death, means his brother's death. He blamed the owner of the house for his brother's death. You know, this was the country of fools. Never forget. The king heard the accused. He accused him of killing the thief. But the owner said that he was innocent. He said that the person who built the wall was responsible. He did not make the good wall. The king decided to summon the bricklayer. Summon in judicial language, summon is used. It means called or call. The king asked the bricklayer if he had built the wall. He accused him of killing the thief. Before the king could order his death, the bricklayer pleaded innocence. He told the king that he could not concentrate while building the wall. A dancing girl moved in the street, so she was responsible for it. The king charged. Charged means summoned or called the dancing girl of killing the thief. The dancing girl said that the goldsmith was responsible for it. She had given some gold to him. He had to make some jewelry for her. He was lazy. He did not make the jewelry early. So she had to walk up and down the street. So it was the goldsmith's fault. The king now ordered to summon the goldsmith. The goldsmith replied that there was a wedding in the rich man's house. Who was the rich man? He was the merchant. He had to make jewelry for him, so he could not finish the jewelry of the dancing girl in time. The king declared the rich man to be the murderer. He was also the owner of that house. But he said that his father had ordered the jewelry. The king consulted his minister. He decided that the owner be punished in his father's place. The king asked for a new stake to be made ready for the owner to die. But the owner was very thin. He could not be executed. The king was worried about it. Then he ordered to search a man who was fit for the stake. He should be executed. The disciple was found fit for the stake. He was brought to the place of execution. The disciple now remembered his wise guru's words. He prayed to his guru. The guru had magic powers to see the past and the future. He saw everything. He arrived at once to save his disciple. He told his disciple something in a low voice. His disciple understood this. The guru and the disciple now started fighting. The guru wanted to die first. The king asked the guru why he wanted to die. The guru told the king in his ears that their city was unique. This was the stake of God of justice. The stake was new. It was never used earlier on criminals. Whoever died on it first would be born a king in his next birth. Whoever died next would be born as a minister in his next birth. The king thought over the whole case. He did not want to lose the kingdom even in his next birth also. So he talked to his minister. The king said that they would go on a stake themselves. Thus they would be reborn as king and minister again. The king and minister went secretly to the prison. They released the guru and the disciple. They put themselves in their places. So they were taken to the stake and executed. The dead bodies of the king and the minister were taken down. The people mourned their deaths. They discussed the future of the kingdom. Suddenly, some people thought of the guru and the disciple. They were secretly leaving the city. People saw them. They requested them to be their new king and the minister. But they put on condition. It was to change all the old laws. So they changed the laws. I think you have heard the summary of this lesson in the kingdom of fools. Now the time has come to discuss the questions. Think about it. What are the two strange things the Guru and his disciple find in the kingdom of fools? Dear children, perhaps you remember in the kingdom of fools, people worked during the night and slept during the day. This is one. Second is everything had the same price. These are the two strange things in the kingdom of fools. Second question. Why does the disciple decide to stay in the kingdom of fools? Is it a good idea? The disciple decided to stay in the kingdom of fools because everything was sold at a very low price. No, the answer of the second part of the question, no, it was not a good idea because the disciple put himself into a new trouble. Now, question number 3. Name all the people who are tried in the king's court. I think you remember the word trial. Yes. The verb form try. Try, try, try. So a trial goes in a court. I think you understand the question. Name all the people who are tried in the king's court and give the reasons for their trial. Just you see the word trial. There were many people who were tried in the king's court. They were the merchant, the bricklayer, the dancing girl, and the goldsmith. The merchant and the bricklayer had not built the stone wall. This was the blame on them. The dancing girl had disturbed the bricklayer. The goldsmith did not prepare the ornaments in time. Question number 4. Who is the real culprit according to the king? Why does he escape punishment? The merchant's father was held responsible for making weak wall because he had ordered the goldsmith to make ornaments for himself. So the king decided to punish the merchant in place of his father. But he escaped from punishment because the stake did not fit to him. Question number 5. What are the Guru's words of wisdom? When does the disciple remember them? The Guru's wise words were, "This is a city of fools. You don't know what they will do next." The disciple remembers these words when he is to be hanged for no fault. Last question, that is 6. How does the Guru manage to save his disciple's life? The Guru managed to save his disciple's life by devising a plan. The Guru and the disciple told the king that each one wanted to die first because the person who will die first, he will be the king in his next birth. The king did not want to lose his kingship, so he and his ministers died at the stake. The Guru saved the life of his disciple in this way. So, dear children, I think now you understand this lesson by heart. This is my good suggestion for you, that you listen this again and again, and I think you will be master. So I think you will do this. Thank you.